Alex Jones. Infowars.com. Because there is a war on, for your mind. Bachmann, Obama's legacy is establishment of lawlessness in the United States. Michael W. Chapman. CNS News. January 22, 2014. Because he did not enforce the Defense of Marriage Act, DMA, and now unilaterally adjusts the Obamacare law as it unfolds, President Barack Obama is sending a signal to liberal federal judges to mirror him and, as a result, the president's long-term legacy will be the establishment of lawlessness in the United States, said Representative Michelle Bachmann, Minnesota. Bachmann also compared Obama's actions to those of former Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi. Whatever he said was law. The Congresswoman made her remarks during a January 15 conversations with conservatives meeting at the Heritage Foundation in Washington, D.C. in response to a question about federal judges in several recent cases ruling that state bans against homosexual marriage were unconstitutional. Bachmann said this was part of a pattern set by the White House and the U.S. Attorney General, which liberal federal judges were copying. Let's have a look at some comments. DMA is unconstitutional. It's called separation of church and state and freedom of religion. You can give me a license to pick my nose and scratch my ass, and you can give me a license to smoke weed or to marry, it doesn't matter. A license to hunt, a license to drive rather than travel freely, a license to practice medicine rather than holistic naturopathy. A license to practice law, because the code is copyrighted, a license to wipe my butt. If you can give me a license to do it, it must already be lawful to do under the Constitution, the common law and supreme law of the land. You cannot give me a license to rape, murder or steal, use fraud in my contracts or injure another man or inhibit his rights, because those things are unlawful under the Constitution. DMA is an act, meaning civil code, having nothing to do with the Constitution. I'm sick of patriots who want their Constitution, but when it comes to their bigotry, want to disregard the Bill of Rights when it comes to issues like this and beg for the privilege to marry who they choose under an act or Roman civil code. Learn the law. I don't need permission to gay marry, to travel, to smoke weed, to pick my nose, to practice holistic medicine, or to interpret the common law on my own. That's why the state cannot arrest two gay men for getting married in the church of their choosing. This shows a supreme ignorance of the law on the part of many in the patriot community, and a complete lack of understanding of sovereignty. I don't care if you don't like homosexuality, the law is the law, homosexuals have just as much right to sovereignty as anyone else. I'm no fan of Obama, but Bachmann is just another whore for Israel. She lived on an Israeli kibbutz back in the 70s, which is a communistic agrarian camp. She, like Sarah Palin, are at least as devoted to Israel's needs as she is for the US, and that's a problem. We need leaders who put America first above all others, no matter how much cash or political influence some lobbyist groups has. Is she being truthful? Cuz she cares, or is this an election year and they are all going to come out against him just to get re-elected? She is right, but I want a We the People Party member elected. Stay tuned to see who else changes that tune. Thank you Mrs. Bachmann for calling a spade, for telling the truth, for being upfront and honest. Some honorable characteristics hard to find amongst all the hypocritical, lying and cheating politicians. She has balls. And looks great. True, but she's just another whore for Israel. We need leaders who put America first above all others. Take her any day of the week over a hapless, incompetent buffoon like Barry. I might not agree with some stuff she says, but at least stands for something other than talking points and poll numbers. U.S. Representative Michelle Bachmann recently said to the Republican Jewish coalition, I am convinced in my heart and in my mind that if the United States fails to stand with Israel, that is the end of the United States. I see a lot of morons here that use Zionist every time they encounter something that is beyond their level. Smile. How did she figure that out? Bachmann loudly and proudly kissed the butt of every Jew in the US, but that wasn't enough. Then she went to Jerusalem and kiss all their butts, too. Nothing's working, she's gonna have to get serious now. God loves the establishment GOP. Okay Barry, we overlooked your fraudulent identity. We forgave your obsession with committing murder and your treasonous abuse of the Constitution. Even turned a blind eye to your pathological narcissism, but we will never allow you to not stop gays from marrying without a fight. The 10 planks of the Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx/BO and Dems are following every single one. Vote them out. Lol. There's been lawlessness in this country since the little turd was elected. Bachmann is a Zionist tool. Who cares what she thinks? You are a dollar. She is spot on. BO is a stooge. The Dodge also refuses to prosecute any blacks who attack white, Asian and Hispanics as racial hate crimes, even when derogatory racial names are used during and after the attacks. I have no idea what statistics you were looking at, but the arrest and conviction where a black is the perpetrator and a non-black is the victim is not in the same league as when it's a white and a black, so just stop it. Bachmann acts as though she cares about all this. Why hasn't she and all the other politicians that have been watching the unfolding of fascism in the US been going out and telling people the truth for the last 20 years? Because they're part of it. Her acting as though she's pointing out something, as if to accuse Obama is nothing more than a ploy. An act to make Americans believe it may be better if she were in office. Republicans, get rid of your jobs. Democrats are going after your gun rights. They're acting in tandem, employing classic party tactics to further their Marxist agenda. You know it's bad when you tell a deputy sheriff that you know he's breaching your constitutional rights and they say ... Sorry you feel that way? Really now? They are globalizing the USA. Why? By using diversity as a backdoor to destroy our cohesion. As a republic. Bringing in foreigners, selling us off, and bringing in socialists from Europe/Asia/Russia/ to take over. Further widening the American culture gap. Plus/socialists, communists have infiltrated our local governments. Majority CO. To read this article and lots more, check out Infowars.com, Alex Jones. Infowars.com, because there is a war on, for your mind.